The skill flower is just a graphic organizer. It's a scaffold. It helps you move from knowing what your main assessments are, both summative and formative, to knowing what your calendar is going to be. You may find this to be very, very helpful in clarifying the pedagogy of your unit. You may not find this very helpful, but you should try it at least once or twice as you create your own curriculum to make sure that your ideas are in line with this way of reverse engineering thinking. So the way you use a flower is pretty simple. You start in the center. You share your public product. So you're making sure that you're clear on what is actually going to be done, created, performed at the end. Around your public product, you are going to name the main skills, the main objectives that they're going to have to demonstrate during the summative assessment. So if you wrote making a persuasive argument, editing a short video, structuring facts in order to support an argument, whatever your main skills are that you are developing in your learners, you put them as the petals of the first layer of the flower. Then for each objective or each skill, you are going to just brainstorm. So remember, a free, non-judgmental brainstorm, just write a bunch of stuff down in that surrounding area of different activities that you could do that would build up this skill. So brainstorm as many activities as you can think of that help to practice this skill. You can get creative. You can practice the skill on some other project, practice the skill in a different context. You can shake it up, mix it up. But you're going to brainstorm a few activities that help practice so that one is able to do the assessment of this skill. They're able to complete it. As you look at those activities that you have brainstormed, you are going to select the most complex and challenging one, meaning the one that would have to come last, because it's the culmination of the others. And you're going to put it last in the pyramid. You're going to put it last, fifth or fourth or whatever it needs to be, because it is what they are building up to. They practice, 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 and then they're able to do that activity. And that's where they really show you their grasp of this skill. Then you work your way backwards. Fourth is the next most complicated. Third is the next most complicated until you get all the way back to the least complicated, the least challenging, the least complex. And there you have a nice, clear sequence. Sequencing is a very, very, very important part of pedagogy. Sequencing things so that they start simple, learners experience success, and then you add a little complexity, and then you add a little complexity, and then you add a little complexity, and then they complete a really meaningful task. So that is your first through fifth activities. Practice, 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 formative assessment. That formative assessment is where they are demonstrating their content objective or language objective to you to show that they're ready to move into the next phase of the project. Once you have envisioned those activities, you're going to be asked a question that you may not be ready for, but that is super crucial to moving you toward lesson plans. This is how you're going to get your lesson plans. Fill in the rest of that space with the conversations, the interactions that happen in those activities you just listed that your students can already have. They're not already ready for that. They haven't practiced it. They don't know all the phrases. They're not comfortable doing that yet in the language. And so they would need some practice. List them out. Script it out. What are the scripts? What are the interactions, the back and forth in the language that they are not yet ready with, that have to be added to their repertoire before they will successfully complete your most complex activity, your formative assessment. Script out the conversations that you envision them having in those activities that are not already easy for them, that would need practice. And from that, you have everything you need to make really effective activity-based lesson plans, which is explained in the final tab, and you have a template you can use to make those. So spend your time with the flower. It's a combination of free brainstorming and critical thinking. Apply each of those as needed, and you will come out with a multidimensional map of how skills will be acquired through your unit.